Shalom, everyone. Let's have a little bit of fun. Okay, what does the scripture say about Babylon? Physical or spiritual? I have many people that come here to this channel and they say you cannot flee Babylon physically. You must flee Babylon spiritually. And this is a teaching from man. Remember, follow not man, follow Yahuwah. You make sure you follow the scripture. And the problem is our people don't know the scripture because they haven't read, they haven't studied, they haven't researched. And so what I'm going to do here, all I'm going to do, again, we're going to have a little fun. All I'm going to do is go through some scriptures, because Babylon, I'm going to show you how much is talked about all through the scriptures. I'm going to show you some scriptures dealing with Babylon, and you will come to your own conclusion by the end of this message, whether it's spiritual or physical. And if the rebels want to continue to say it's spiritual, then you can let them, make sure you follow the scriptures. Okay, Genesis 10, 8 through 10. This is when it started. You want to find the beginning, the foundation, go back to the beginning where it started. So many people open up the scriptures and they start in the end of the book. But go back to the beginning. Get your foundation planted. This is something that we all should have done. Cush begot Nimrod. We know Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one on the earth. Nimrod became a mighty one on earth. I'm going to throw this in here real quickly. We understand Edom killed Nimrod. And now Edom is the mighty one on the earth. He is the mighty one today on earth. It says he was a mighty hunter before Yahuwah. Therefore it is said, like Nimrod, the mighty hunter before Yahuwah. And the beginning of his kingdom, listen, the beginning of his kingdom was Babal. Babal, Arak, Akkad, Calneh, in the land of Shinar. This was in the land. His kingdom was Babal. Now, let's go to Genesis. Let's see this. 10, 8. Let's see this. Babal. Here where I want to go. This is the H894. And we know what it means. It was translated 257 times as Babylon. It also was translated 3 times as Babylonian, and only two times in its original Arabri, which is Babal, and we just saw it in Genesis. Babal, or Babylon, we know it means confusion. I brought this out many times. Babal, Babylon, the ancient site. It's a site or capital of Babylonia. Listen, this is a capital. And this is a place. It's a kingdom. It's a Babylonian empire. This is an empire. We're under a new empire today. Physical. Something you can see. I can show you the daughter of Babylon, her empire. And I've shown you this empire before. Let me go down here. This Babylon is mentioned 262 times in 233 verses. Now, out of 262 times, not one time will you find it relating to spiritual. Nowhere is this written. So if it didn't come out the mouth of Yahuwah, it didn't come from the prophets, where the heck did it come from? It came from man. Let's go into this. We see a little of what this Babylon is. Baruch 1 and 4. And in the hearing of the mighty men and the princes, and in the hearing of the elders, and in the hearing of all the people, small and great, who dwelt in Babylon by the river Sud. So they dwelt. It's a dwelling place. Remember Revelations 18 and 4 talking about it being a dwelling place. It shall become, right now it's a dwelling place of the mixing of the people, because the people is mixed all in her. But it will become a dwelling place of devils and demons and evil spirits and every kind of foul animal. This will be the dwelling place. Now I'm going to jump to verse 9. After Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, here he is, Nebuchadnezzar, this time king of Babylon, carried away from Jerusalem Jeconiah and the princes and the prisoners and the mighty men of the people of Yasharal. He took these people and brought them where? Brought them to Babylon. So we see all through history, they're doing the same thing over and over. Nothing new under the sun. This is Ezra 1 and 40. And Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. This is a kingdom. And the kingdom, all kingdom, has a king. It's not a kingdom unless there isn't a king. So we have the Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. He came up against him and bound him with chains of brass and took him away to Babylon. Nothing spiritual. Nothing spiritual. He took them away. This was a place to Babylon. Jump to 45. So after a year, Nebuchadnezzar sent and removed him to Babylon and the Kadesh vessels. We see them taking Kadesh vessels to Babylon, and we will see them bringing them from Babylon to Jerusalem. Okay, I'm going to jump to 54. And all the Kadesh vessels of Yahuwah, great and small, and the treasure chest of Yahuwah, and the royal stores, they took and carried away to Babylon. Once again, we're reading them taking these to Babylon. 56. And utterly destroyed all of its splendorous things. The survivors he led away to Babylon with a sword. Nothing spiritual. He led away to Babylon with a sword. Okay, Ezra 2 and 15. It says, and they were carried back from Sheshbazzar with the returning exiles from Babylon to Jerusalem. Here we go, going from Babylon to Jerusalem. A physical place here we're talking about. All through scriptures, our people knew Babylon as a place of captivity, a physical place. And I showed you how many times America became this Babylon, the daughter of Babylon. Okay, this is Ezra 4 and 44. And to send back all the vessels that was taken from Jerusalem, which Cyrus set apart when he began to destroy Babylon. So Cyrus began to destroy Babylon. This is a place that you can destroy. It's nothing physical that a man can destroy. This is a place that you can destroy, and to vow to send them back there. Now, once again, if this was physical, this would be impossible. And our people knew all through scripture what this Babylon, what it meant. It's only now we don't know what it means. Verse 53, and all who come from Babylonia to build the city should have their freedom. So everyone that came from Babylon, we're going back to Jerusalem, should have their freedom, they and their children and all their priests who came. So now they're going back. We see back and forth from one land to another land. And here we go. We're going from one. We was taken into the Americas into captivity. We spent time in captivity. We're going from one land back where we came from to another land. This is what we're talking about. In 57, he sent back from Babylon all the vessels which Cyrus had set apart, everything that Cyrus had ordered to be done. He also commanded to be done and to be sent to Jerusalem. So once again, they are sending these vessels to Jerusalem. And this is, where am I now? Ezra 6 and 15. But when our father sinned against Yahuwah of Yasharal, who is in heaven, provoked him, he gave them over to the hands of Nebuchadnezzar, king, here we go, king of Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. 16. And they pulled down the house and burned it. They pulled down the house and burned it and carried the people away captive to Babylon. And the Kadesh vessels of gold and silver, which Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the house of Jerusalem, stored up in his own temple. He stored these things in his temple. Cyrus the king took out again from the temple in Babylon. So we see them taking this and putting it in the temple of Babylon. Okay, I'm going to move on. This is Ezra 8 and 3. This Ezra, here's Ezra, came up from Babylon as a scribe skilled in the law of Moshe, which was given by Yahuwah of Yasharal. Here he is. He came up from Babylon. 13. And to carry Jerusalem the gifts of Yahuwah of Yasharal, which I and my friends have vowed to collect from Yahuwah in Jerusalem, all the gold and silver that they may be found in the country of Babylonia. Now we see this is a country. Babylon is a country? Yes, it's a country. Need precepts for that. We have precepts, Babylon being a country. Let's see this. Isaiah 39 and 3. Then Isaiah the prophet went to King Hezekiah and said to him, what did these men say, and where did they come to you? And Hezekiah said, they came to me from a far country, from Babylon. Babylon is a country, people. Come on, we know this. Babylon is a country. They knew this in Scripture. It's only today we don't understand this. Ezekiel 12 and 13 says, I will also spread my net over him, and he shall be caught in my snare. I will bring him to Babylon, the land of the Chaldeans. How many times we see this? I will bring him to Babylon. This was a land mass, the land of the Chaldeans. Yet he shall not see it, though he shall die there. Now, let's go to modern day. Psalms 137. I've been wanting to bring this out. That's why I said let's have fun here, doing something we should already know. Here's our people being carried off by the rivers of Babylon, a land and there's a river. Remember, this is what the scripture said. There were rivers by Babylon. Here we go, modern day Babylon, America, and here's a river. There we sat down. Yea, we wept. Why? They was carried away into captivity. We remembered Zion. They remembered Zion. We don't. We forgot. That's why Yahuwah told us to remember Zion and Jerusalem. He says, we hung our harps. No more singing. Upon the willows in the midst of it. For there those who carried us away captive asked us a song. And those who plundered us request mirth, saying, sing us one of those songs of Zion. They wanted to hear them sing one of the songs of Zion. Now, I'm going to go into the spiritual thing. I don't know when, but this is when it started. Spiritual, and I'm going to prove it. This is when it started. How shall we sing Yahuwah's song in a foreign land? So this is the question they ask. How in the world can we sing Yahuwah's song in a foreign land? Nowadays, we're used to the land. The land is not foreign. It's the land of our nativity. We love Babylon. And so we sing. Now you understand. We sing songs. We jump up and down. We shout. We do all these things. We're happy in Babylon. For if I forget you, this is what we did. We've forgotten. O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget its skill. If I do not remember you, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. He's saying, if I don't remember Jerusalem, I'm better off dead. Let me just die. If I do not exalt Jerusalem above my chief splendor, my chief happiness. He says, remember, O Yahuwah, against the sons of Edom. Against who? Who took us captive? Edom. Edom is the king of modern day Babylon. Edom took us in the slave ships. Remember, O Yahuwah, against the sons of Edom, the day Jerusalem, who said, raise it to its very foundation. Now he's about to identify, who is this? We know it's Edom, but who is this Babylon? O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed. We know that this is the modern day America, being that modern day Babylon, which is to be destroyed. It's a physical place. Happy are the ones who repay you as you have served us. Happy are the ones who take and dash your little ones against the rocks, because he dashed our little ones against the rock. Let it be known it's physical and not spiritual. Shalom.